And finally, Shania Twain stopped by Retro 30 to talk about her success in Vegas and what's next for the Queen of Crossover. Check it out. So you just finished up in Vegas, and just yesterday you announced the Rock This Country tour. Everyone's very excited. So what are the biggest differences between having a home base and traveling all over the world and touring?
Oh, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
There are, pros and cons to both. The Las Vegas show in the Coliseum is really, state-of-the-art technology, giant stage.
Motorcycles coming.
Motorcycles, lots of, a real dream show production-wise. I did what I could in that show. I did everything that I wanted, actually, in that show, to keep it from feeling static for me, because it was the same room every night, night after night. And then, the road tour.
Yeah.
I'm doing a whole new production for the road. The Las Vegas show, still the one was custom made for that room.
Yeah.
Rock This Country is going to be exactly that. I'm going to rock. We're all going to rock together.
The after party tour.
It's the after party tour. It so is. It's a celebration tour. So it's going to feel like a celebration party. It is going to be a celebration party. It's my last tour.
I'm hoping that's not true. I hope this is like a share thing where you say it's your last tour, keep going, because we all want to see it.
I just, I was already seriously thinking about ending the stage career in Vegas.
Yeah.
But because of the nature of the fact that it is in one place, I thought, no, I think my last tour has to be on the road, where I've got the big, loud, partying audience and the whole atmosphere of a celebration. And that's what it is. It's a celebration for me, for a lot of things. It's a celebration for achieving what I wanted to achieve in Las Vegas. It's a celebration for successfully getting back up on the stage again and finding that whole part of myself.
50?
Turning 50, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what the summer tour is all about.
With a successful Vegas residency under her belt, we had to ask how her Canadian beginnings prepared her for Sin City. Here's part 2 of our sit down with Shania Twain. So when I was watching this on Saturday night, I was in my room dancing in my underwear by myself. It didn't seem like a woman who struggles with her confidence, but I know that you've been really open about that. Was there something or someone that said something to you when you were coming up with this tour that made you kind of let go of it and know this is where you're supposed to be and you're just gonna do it up big?
You know what? Las Vegas was that transition. I was already very apprehensive about being on stage before I started that project. That anxiety is what I said to myself, I cannot stay stuck in this mode of, insecurity. I got to push myself out there. So the hump was Las Vegas. I got over that hump. And now I'm feeling quite comfortable. I'm ready to carry on. I'm motivated, and I'm not feeling blocked. I don't have to prove anything to myself in that regard anymore. Now I'm just having fun.
It seems like Timmins, where you grew up, and Vegas are kind of polar opposites, but what are some of the similar things? What do they have in common?
That's interesting. They really are very, very opposite in every aspect. My beginnings are such a long way from where I ended up.
But at Deerhurst, you kind of started
really
as like a Vegas girl.
Well, that was my first experience with a stage production.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to having dancers on a stage, to being directed, Deerhurst was so long ago. But yeah, no, that was a good introduction for me, yeah. A soft introduction to what I would end up doing. It's funny how things go full circle.
All episode long, we've been chatting with the Queen of Crossover, Shania Twain. Here's what she had to say about knowing who she is and her biggest fashion hits. When you started, now the crossing between country and rock and pop, it's very common, but you're kind of credited with being a pioneer. But you kind of always had this conviction, I think, that you knew who you wanted to be and you didn't listen to the labels, you just knew in your heart that this is where you were meant to be. So how did you find that?
Well, I started in music very, very young. So it's not like I just started as a teenager or something like that. I started as a small child. So I had a lot of time to evolve without outside influence. It was just a raw developmental period from the age of 6, 7, 8 years old. Writing songs, playing with my voice, my style, and just honing in on all of that. By the time I'd become a true professional or an actual recording artist, I was already so set in who I was. Whereas if you're a star at 15 years old, the industry is molding you already. You know, you don't really have the chance to mold yourself. So anyway, I think I just sort of self-developed and very well understood what I wanted and what I heard, what I saw, how I envisioned the whole thing well before I became a recording artist.
Something else that's very signature about you is your fashion. Because even that jacket, I am so in love with it when you walked in. But you've always had this sense of someone different. Like one of your first videos, you got banned from CMT because you're wearing a crop top. Yeah, and then the Mark Bauer
I'm so
outfits.
controversial.
What are some of your favorite fashion moments? Because there's been many.
Well, I would have to say that leopard is a personal love, the leopard print. I just love leopard print. It just looks good on everything, you know, whether it's a touch or whether it's a blast of it. I love it. So I really enjoy the fact that that's a signature print for Shania Twain.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that and reinventing that, and that will never go away. Man, I Feel Like a Woman, I really enjoyed that because it's the first time I'd ever played with wearing a short skirt.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. That took me out of myself a little bit in a fun way.
Welcome back to Retro 30. We are breaking the top 10 tracks that were owning the charts from this week in 1999. But before we get to our number 10 song, here's Shania on how her relationship with her fans has changed since opening up about her personal life. You've kind of been really open about your struggles and vulnerable with your audience. Like I was talking to you about how I loved your book and the way your fans interact with you and your music after you opened up and given everything to them.
Yeah, it's true that I never really shared much of my personal life at all throughout my career. I'm a very private person.
Yeah.
I prefer sharing myself through my music. I'm very personal in my music. It's not like I'm an actress. I'm me in my music. That's kind of the joy about being a songwriter as well. The book, you know, the autobiography was really, it was a moment in my life where I thought this could help a lot of people. And if they, you know, I want to inspire people through my music and through everything that I do. And if there's a personal experience that I have that needs or warrants a little bit more explanation than a 3-minute song, which I thought at that point in my life did, then I want to give that to the fans and share that with them.